and gonna go ahead and watch the game. We have a Fell team on Drackal's side versus Wassiq has a Clint captain team. Clint captain plan heals whenever a fighter switches out. So it might be a bit of a slower team. I see a lot of tanky characters like Farron and Molly, Jane, Lise. Fell, on the other hand, very fast, very damaging, and Drackal has some very fast characters on their side. With Eric, for example, Fell, of course. Drackal actually has the Cabin at the back, so we might be seeing some mentor uses. Drackal starts off with a Eric Fireworks, gains 3 energy from that. Switches into Fell though, which is most likely going to threaten that Jane with the unbutton there. Clicks the unbutton. Wassiq has 1 pop-ups up. Pops up? 1 pop-up up. Wassiq switches into Lise. Drackal gets off 1 unbutton. That's going to be pretty good going forward, just in case any speed shenanigans start happening. Pretty sure that now Wassiq won't be able to outspeed Drackal, but it's hard to say. Or unspeed Drackal's Fell, but it's hard to say. Now, Lise has some very good support options available between Cheer, Tidy, but there's nothing really to Tidy now. And Heart to Heart, some just very solid like survivability on Lise. Lise also very easy to make an even spread of defenses. It's interesting to see what Wassiq would do here. Switches out of Lise. Drackal switches into Odette. Wassiq has Clint back in the front. Drackal has Riding Crop on Fell and Odette. Riding Crop does more damage if you don't have a necklace equipped. So it's very effective for certain necklaces like Topaz Locket or Flare Locket or similar ones where you can break them on your own. Wassiq brings in Jane. Drackal Ribbon Twirls. Flourish Ribbon Twirl. 3 Lock, 5 Dizzy. It's going to be harder for Jane to switch out now without taking damage. Jane also has lower priority thanks to Dizzy. All moves get -1 priority. And I believe Jane can also not parry. But Wassiq does not have a whole lot of battery. Pester Bomb to Jane. Bypass Clause was selected. Drackal got an energy, so I'm assuming that's a Compersionate Odette. Compersionate? Something like that. Getting a little bit of extra energy here and there. Switches into Fell. Takes 10 damage from pop-ups. Firewall kills Fell! Fell is out of play. Read the switch out, mind you. That would not have hurt Odette at all. Fell can no longer even get to the ability to not control it. Cabin tags in on Drackal's side. They'll have to be careful dealing with the firewall. Mentor on Cabin would now target the Eric, since Fell is out of the way. Blackjack makes Jane tired. Jane has a lot of feelings right now. Jane is feeling a lot of things. But Cabin's dead from a firewall as well. Are you ever tired, angry, and dizzy at the same time? It's quite a lot to deal with. Drackal is looking at Eric, Yasmin, and Odette. None of them have emotional attacks, it appears like. So they have to be pretty careful on who they bring in and how they play around this using their energy. Longsword has high uses, but not particularly... Ooh, Wassiq switches out of the Jane into the Farron. Farron gets hit by the Longsword. And the Longsword again from that ambidextrous. All physical attacks that Yasmin does are double. But it takes 2 uses. So Drackal will have to be careful on when they use each move. That quick foil there has like +2 priority and 70 base damage, but only 2 uses, so it's a one-time shot for ambidextrous Yasmin. Going for the double longsword again, that's a solid 40 damage onto Farron. Farron meanwhile lunge invites, making sure that if it comes to the long game, that Wassiq can take out Yasmin in the end. Thank you for saying my commentary is good. That's very, very appreciated. Thank you so much. Lunch invite. Lunch invite, every team needs a plan for somebody who's going to use lunch invite a lot. That's certainly what it seems like. You have to be ready to, either, like, do something about it or just, like, make sure you can play around it in some way. On the other hand, though, Lunch Invite does speed up games, it feels like, because since there's not really a way to get rid of it, still able to follow. Nice. Yasmin knocks out the Farron with double longsword one more time. Since there's not really much of a way to get rid of Lunch Invite, it almost, like, makes sure games don't go on too long. I think, personally, I like how quickly it works just because that way you're not, like, waiting a super long time for it to tick up. Alright, Clint is back in on Wassiq's side. Clint has been able to heal quite effectively this game. It's like Toxic, but twice as good, yes. Quickfoil would do a pretty good amount. Switches into Jane again. Now, Jane is going to lose Angry this turn. Ambidextrous. Oh, wow. So, because of the acid armor, Ambidextrous lost 2 uses, or Quickfoil lost 2 uses on the first use, then the back pocket locket dropped, which then, what's the word? Oh, the Flourish charge panel damaged Jane quite a bit. The back pocket locket gave the Quickfoil 2 more uses, which then lost 2 more uses from acidic armor. So it not only got rid of all the uses of Quickfoil. Oh, that's just how it works now. It happens before the second attack? Okay. Change this last patch? Okay. Yeah. Eric Fireworks deals a decent amount of damage to Molly. But Molly Lucky Pendants back quite a bit. Eric has Bypass Claws for the potential healing. Hovering over the blaze of glory there. Meanwhile, Wassiq has a lot of options available between Molly, who has a pretty good amount of health now, and Lise, who still has full health and has not come in. And Jane is still very tanky and waiting in the back. Wassiq definitely has a hold on this game. Tires out the Eric. Once again, that's going to make it much rougher for Drackal to flourish on Eric now. Drackal flourishes Bypass Claws, which does deal the 20 damage from Tired and then the 20 damage for flourishing under Tired before the heal. Able to heal to 74. Wassiq bandages, which pretty much heals back all the damage that Drackal just dealt. Looks like Drackal is bringing in Odette instead. Molly lunge invites Odette. This is Compassionate Odette, so it's not going to pass the lunge invite back to Molly. Wassiq's team looks like hell on earth to play against. Yeah. Wassiq has definitely been controlling the pace of this match so far. Drackal has a chosen Flourish Riding Crop. We'll have to see if Wassiq keeps Molly in for now or switches out. Drackal only has about 2 turns of Odette left, though. Which means that they don't have a lot of more chances to get this physical damage in. Since that Hunger is going to deal 20 at the end of this turn no matter what. Wassiq decides to switch out into Lise. We have not seen Lise yet on Wassiq's side. Flourish Riding Crop kills Lise off. Lise came and went like a candle, but there was no blaze of glory. Only a light brush from a Riding Crop. Comes Clint. Now the Odette also cannot switch out because of those pop-ups. Thanks, I love puns. Odette is dead. Longsword on Wassiq's side takes care of her. Drackal only has Eric left. They'll have to... Well, Eric can definitely deal with Clint, but I don't think Drackal has an option to deal with Jane or Molly, so... Yep, and they are out. Eric is out. Drackal is defeated by Wassiq in a commanding victory. Good games to the players.